morning, students. In last 4 lectures we discussed about the chapter, and today I am going to discuss about the question answers of the chapter number 1, 2 big states, standard 7 SS. My dear student, in these two states, which were the two states, Kannauj and Vatapi, today I am going to discuss these questions. My dear student, if we have not written this question answer, copy down, and if they have already written, no need to copy again. First thing, what was the difference between Pulkeshi II and Harsha's personality? What was the difference between Pulkeshi II and Harsha's personality? Both were at the same time, contemporary, we can say at the same period, both were the kings. Now, my dear student, when we write question answer in SS, we have to write down answers point wise. Remember, we don't follow paragraph. We write point wise. So, we have to make some points. Okay, here I have written according to the point wise. Now, first point. Harsha and Pulkeshi II were contemporary kings. Contemporary means of the same period. What is the meaning of contemporary? Same period. So Harsha and Pulkeshi were contemporary kings, means they were belong to 7th century. After fighting a few battles, Harsha had a feeling of satisfaction, so he stopped indulging into wars. My dear student, we know that in order to spread the kingdom, he fought with many kings, but after some wars he stopped. It means there was a feeling of satisfaction. So after fighting a few battles, Harsha had a feeling of satisfaction. He said, now no need to fight more. So he stopped indulging into wars. So he was not fighting. Third point. On the other hand means the other side, Pulkeshi II was over ambitious. He had great desire. Okay, he wanted to become acquire more and more regions. So he was fighting and fighting. It is said throughout his life he fought. So on the other hand, Pulkeshi II was over ambitious. He kept on expanding his kingdom by conquering regions through more and more wars. So he was throughout his life he was continuing fighting and fighting. So that's why it is written, he kept on expanding, continuing his kingdom by conquering regions through more and more wars. It means he was continuing fighting and fighting. Resultantly, as a result, what happened? He died while fighting with the Pallava king of Kanchivaram. So here he means Pulkeshi II. So Pulkeshi II died. When he died while fighting with the Pallava king. When he had one fight with Pallava king. What was the name of that king? Sorry, not name, it's a place. Pallava king of Kanchivaram in 1642. So we can say during that battle he died, and it was the year 642 CE. Got it? And last point, King Harshvardhana died after 5 years of the death of Pulkeshi II. It means Harsha died in 647. Got it? Once again, Pulkeshi II died in 642 while Harsha died in 647. So got it? What was the difference? First thing, both were at the same period. First point. Second point, after some fight, Harsha had a feeling of satisfaction, so he did not indulge himself in a war, while Pulkeshi II was over ambitious, so he kept on fighting and fighting, and as a result, when he had a fight with Pallava king in 642, he died. And after 5 years of Pulkeshi's death, Harsha also died. So Pulkeshi died in 642 and Harsha died in 647 CE. Now second question, Harshvardhana can be considered a great donor. Explain. We have to explain why he was called a great donor. Donor means one who is giving money generously, donating. Okay. Nowadays we know when people are suffering from many things, some people they give money generously in order to help. Okay. So without expecting anything from people, we are giving. That is called donating. So here Harshvardhana can be considered a great donor. Explain why. Why he was called a great donor. First point. King Harshvardhan organized a religious congregation at Prayag every 5 years. When I explained the chapter, I said every 5 years he was gathering the people, Buddhist monks, and it was called congregation. Congregation means together. Congregation means together. So every 5 years, where at Prayag, and every 5 years. Remember. So there was congregation after 5 years at Prayag. My dear student, he means Harsha. Harsha donated lavishly. Lavishly means plenty of. Okay, he was giving more and more. Harsha donated lavishly in this congregation. In fact, he used to donate his entire treasury in this congregation. If whatever is there in the treasury, whatever he was getting as a revenue tax or many taxes, he was a king, he was collecting taxes also. So whatever he was getting as a tax, okay, everything he was ready to spend for this congregation. So he used to donate his entire treasury in this congregation. He would even donate the ornaments on his body and give them away as a charity during the congregation. My dear student, we know in some serials and some movies, when any king, when they get a good news, okay, what they give, whatever he was wearing ornament, whatever they give to the servant. So here he had the same kind of feeling. So he would even donate the ornaments on his body and give them away as a charity. My dear student, normally when we happy, we give we also ready to help, but we are helping maybe 50 rupees, maybe 100 rupees like this. It means that we have some limit, but he had no limit, my dear student. He was giving lavishly. Here it is written as a charity during his congregation. And last point, thus Harshvardhana can be considered a great donor. Why he was calling great donor? Because whenever he was organizing congregation were organized after 5 years at prayer, he was lavishly giving. Means he was not thinking what will happen. If they want, we are ready to give. My dear student, even whatever he was wearing on his body, ornaments, he was ready to give. And that is why, my dear student, he was called a great donor. Students, we have discussed 2 questions answers. Now this is the third question. Who was a better king? Who was a better king? Harsha means Harshvardhana or Pulkeshi II? Give reason. We have to explain who was the better. Who was the better? Harsha or Pulkeshi II? Through the reasons I am going to explain. First thing, as a king, Harshvardhana can be considered better than Pulkeshi II. Okay, in first statement, in first sentence only I have said that Harsha was better than Pulkeshi. How? Here I have written some points. Okay, how Harsha was better than Pulkeshi II? Harshvardhana was valiant, religious and lover of art as well as education. Now see the quality. He had a great love towards art as well as education. Why art? My dear student, I explained that he wrote 3 plays. He wrote 3 plays. And my dear student, he also helped for the education. He helped Nalanda institution, Vidyapit. Okay. So and here when we consider about religious, he was organizing congregation after 5 years, as well as meeting every year of Buddhist monk. So when we consider about religious, we can say every year meeting and every 5 years gathering. When we say about art or literature, he wrote 3 plays. And when we consider about education, he was helping Nalanda University. So he was valiant, religious and lover of art as well as education. He was equally fond of literature, just I say, because he wrote 3 plays. And my dear student, during his time, Bhatta, a Sanskrit writer who had written two books, Kadambari and Harshcharit. So here we can say he was equally fond of literature. He was a great donor. This is one of the most important quality, because during congregation time he was giving lavishly whatever he had. Okay, he made various construction for the welfare of his public. We say he constructed mathas, viharas, temples, stepwells, many things. So he made various construction for the welfare of his public. Means whatever he had, he used for the people of his kingdom. He had a great deep knowledge about the rule, administration and welfare of his kingdom. My dear student, in order to run smooth administration, he appointed some ministers. And my dear student, he was personally supervising each and everything. And my dear student, in first period I said, he divided his daily routine into 3 categories: administration, public welfare and religious activities. So he had a deep knowledge about the rule, administration and welfare of his kingdom. One more quality, he had appointed various ministers. He had appointed various ministers. Though he was supervising personally, still he had appointed some ministers to look after his kingdom, to take care of the kingdom. So ministers as well as he himself was always ready to work for the people. Thus he was an efficient king. So you can consider he had many qualities. All the qualities I have explained you. On the other hand, same time, what happened to Pulkesi II? On the other hand, Pulkesi II was an over-ambitious king. He had some ambition. Normally, all the kings are ambitious, but he was over-ambitious. He spent most of his time in expanding his kingdom by conquering new territories. It means he was engaged throughout his life in wars, fighting and conquering and expanding his kingdom. So he spent most of his time in expanding his kingdom by conquering new territories. Hence, he did not find enough time for administration and public welfare. It means he was not getting much time for the public welfare and the administration, which was normally what Harsha was doing. He had no like that quality. Okay, Harsha was personally doing, but here Pulkesi II had no this kind of time. He had no enough time. He had a huge kingdom. He had a huge kingdom, but he did not know how to manage it. My dear student, he had a big kingdom, but he did not know how to manage it, and that is why he was not better than Harsha. It is written, he had a huge kingdom, but he did not know how to manage it efficiently like Harshvardhana. What Harsha was doing, he was not able to do. Harsha has divided his routine into three parts, but he did not do, and he had most of the time he was involved in a fighting. So we can say Harsha was a better king. Thank you.